nakutanjira mnongo izoberi program iteje yashitamana nyamwizo rireje nintekateka ngo ryoje buzima yebare byo rukora yebare kutwegitaho yebare gambira abandi abo rugambira bakisha kumanya program eji kandi nabo bakashemerera buzima zima kuri abajinya turi kureta obutosha izoberi twakuretere mpangari umtawuni yamba room nekora radio ya man nabajeta baby dosh
yempangare
nareta ke nembabazi none no urana kushecheraho mwende katakaza rero shonyine rwinzi tanche bya ke nembabazi abo izobera konko takayebo ntkorera big chef restaurant umtawuni yambara mbwene umwanya gushemire tindi kumanyiwe cyo rukoro takizira abo kubagwine birunzi byinji onkecho mutane cinkwenda ngo kwate mnonga buriza rero rakatano nbabe ine live band shazo mwazi nyabrawo no firwa cangi utarikwisha tandike sabiteje utandike nizobero mwazi bera kore kubirako oja big chef restaurant shemere hamwe ore birunzi byambarira ahibutura katandike nakushemera kinembabazi
ninachera
inabarkweta kinembabazi
bache konkabari
bariyo
yeah
how are you
I'm okay.
Mwenu kweta kinembabazi kwete baby dosh nzirent
abojangwa abantu abinjimba ma baby dosh we can go with baby dosh konka my other name is Dorothy kainembabazi so any will do your thing tineshonga achone chonaje tincheche yeah
nakushemerwa mnonga
ninye nachira
kando mbyo mtano nashemerwa kuvugana umurundi gwanje gukubanza
yes
I am actually starstruck
I'm the one who should be starstruck because we actually follow each other on Twitter.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So nkani manyanto kano kora vision group at some point. That's where I got to know you from because in Kakoroka internship kache at some point. So nkankureva once in a while, but I'm like, those are the cool people. I cannot be.
So I'm like, oh mom, that's that girl that's really running this game and things are good for her.
Thank you for saying that.
How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm
really okay. It was a pleasure because
it was Moses' idea, I'm being honest.
Oh really?
I had thought about hosting you, but somehow it fell through the radars. Then the time we had Smile Doris.
Yes, Doris.
Njakweta baby Dosh. But somehow, I don't know, I mean, there's quite a list of guests to bring
I can imagine.
So somehow, one day we woke up and I was having a conversation with the producer at Kongash baby Dosh. Baby Dosh.
Oh, wow.
Twakuron. Bitkakuron dizomerio. Angela Katera. Oh, I don't know if Angela actually called. No, I told her I was looking for you. Modesty Atera Waber. Natera Waber. Nanka, I actually was at the verge of telling Smile also call you. Who is it?
Yeah.
How are you?
Me? I am very okay. I'm good. Good.
Nice.
Yes.
Atantan Trish.
What time today?
When you know sure kumanya kuza no mrevi.
Okay.
When kinembabazi baby Dosh.
No. Baby Dosh nazarwa Murimba. I was born and raised here. My parents are here. Just stumble around to the just so close here. Yes. So my parents are here. Meta Mr. and Mrs. Stevendez and Fred and Mercy. Those are my parents. 2 siblings, a brother and a sister. I'm in the middle. So ninkunda attention. The middle child. The middle child rarely gets attention when you're younger.
Yeah, but you command it
with time. Yeah, you command it, and it comes to you somehow. Because you're in the middle, so you're the center of attraction. Everyone is like, so yeah, that is me.
Was a room chianja?
By that time, Swahili. Yes, my tata wanjakana akora Adium Shomesa. He started as a primary school teacher. Then Yagumana yonjera. By the time he retired, he was a principal of a college, a teacher's college.
Okay.
I had Bishop Stewart.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aka retiring mwakat?
Last year, much.
yakazayo ndariziriye
Yeah.
because nanza kuja
Kandi
ntikunimanya
taramazire nabwire bwinji by the way kwa kanarga canon Apollo then yaza ha Bishop Stewart then mami wanje
Mhara
the Mhara principal
Arambe.
the Mhara principal I know people always like ati bura moyenzo mjoro kuno wa principal yeah it's like a big deal and I didn't really think it was until you like go to visit him sometimes and they're treating you like royalty and I'm like okay I could get used to this.
Yes, that
yeah
is the word,
and then my mom akana korana diocese she worked as the bishop's secretary for years for 20 something years then kiairize nawe yabergaho yazomka yatunge nkoko so yeah that is my
abantu aburi kuzarana babo your siblings.
Yes.
The eldest is the male.
She's female.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a big sister and a little brother. Ariaho murikakoba na turaha she's hustling also trying to make it work. Then brother wanje he's in school. He's in Jinja. Yeah, so nite
Nuko mshtuumchi. So at some point nuko ukazarwa umswahili wakurwa mswahili.
For a little while tukagumant moving you know with primary teachers they keep moving them. So twazom Swahili.
Obu wazarwa ko nishikaje. Mukutura mswahili kana koranga municipal.
Emba municipal yes.
Then kumwaheza
twaheze ya bamtwara nkai. I was so young, I barely remember some of these things. Ngakutaize twargayo twatura on this road, Ntare Road, one Oshumoko wa Dr. Mgera, if you know where he stays.
Dr.
Mgera,
Road. Pause there, I must find that place.
Yeah.
Ntare Road. Dr. Guriyo kuzam UNICEF.
Aha, those ends, yes.
Okay.
So around
Washumira,
there.
Just after where A+. No.
Just
after
A+.
Before full stop and stand
yes.
something.
That is true.
Twara or UNICEF and
that's the exact road. So to come to around there for a short while. Then my parents were Guralanda home church. Right to Hati, they built there was like a small house back revamping up a little bit. Just 3 rooms, a house of 3 rooms, just
okay.
2 bedrooms and a sitting room, and that was it. And that's how we grew up.
I wish you. No, ndakunga.
Off camera, yeah. So
mwazo mchiyanja washomera nkahi?
Nashomera Mbara kindergarten, then Mbara preparatory. Then you watch Shawini. Our full product would go from kindergarten, nursery up to P7.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there.
How was it for you?
It was great. I'm great now. I'm grateful. But being younger, we were broke. We were poor.
Hey, you were in
and now we were in a school with all these high-end people. If I now yeah. Yes, exactly. And now at a young age, Nathan comparing a lot with the other kids, and then it really took a toll, by the way, on my mental health. With time, look at me, you figure it out. Yeah, so, but I'm grateful for that foundation. I cannot imagine having to have gone to any other school. And I'm like, I want to Mbara preparatory, please. I had a good foundation, so I just like that, yeah.
So when I'm Kashima preparatory?
Sister wanja Kashima junior, then yona brother wanja nito tuajile preparatory.
So kuwa hizi miaka mshanjo wa Chawini?
Naza Bweranyanji. Yeah, for
no wabonire Angela.
No wabonire Angela, yes, exactly. No nashanjire Angela, then we got to talk a little bit. We didn't talk as much then.
Why in the same class?
No, she was ahead of me. Like I think
you're that young!
A year or 2 years ahead of me. I am not there yet.
Because when I'm talking to Angela, I am the adult.
Yes, she's young.
So now when I'm talking to you, you are the younger one.
Yeah. So that's where I met Angela, and then I met her later at Vision Group. Konka Baranyanji a very long time. I was there from S1 to S2. Bang, and repeating S2. And I was not performing well.
Life took a toll.
Then I think with the whole mental health think like from primary it was bad. It was bad. Exactly, it was the same thing because the kids there also are from good families. So on Form 2, Banjango, I need to repeat the class. So I told my parents, I'm like, yeah, I can go back and repeat because it's Boyanyanzi we're talking about. It's a good school. So Nazayo for one term, I repeated Form 2, Konka Chayanga, Najant. There's no, I'm seeing all my friends have like moved on and now have to make new connections. So Chayanga. So I asked my parents, I'm like, that Tata Mama actually, I call them Tata and Mama. I'm like, please, if we can get another school, I would let's do that. So at that time, Nueva is actually transferring my dad to Fort Portal. He was at Canon Apollo. So I think he thought about it. There's a school here, so Chevambe Girls. So he goes and asks for whatever there. They're like, it's okay, you can bring her. So now as a Chevambe Girls, now I go to Fort Portal. Sweet! I'm Torokati just like that. And that was Form 2. So the entire other terms of Form 2, second term and third term, then up to Form 4 now and Chevambe Girls.
How was this transition like for you?
It was horrible. It was bad, like bad. And Chevambe, I reached there, and people weren't as social. Think Martoro, remember, and then they're like, I don't care. So there was all that, but I finished Form 4 and I performed really well. But with time, I remember on my first incident when I reached there, na bantom dome, then bampa a random bed. So the people that were in that cubicle, but we're reserving that bed for someone else. I'm imagining already self-esteem issues the kind of reception. I'm like, will I even handle? But with time, we even went to the same class. Then those ended up being my actual friends actually all the way until S4. So they were bullies. They were at the start, but with time, no bambanyira. Yeah, so it was all right after S4, and it was good. Also, I performed better than Baranyanji. I think
when you
my
started
dad,
performing better, didn't you feel better?
I did. I really did, because like my esteem also like boosted a little bit. Then kutoa benturgankom S3 because S4 they divided us in classes, like in streams. The people that were like really smart, babatom 4A. Then the people that were you can 4B. So from 4B, then yeah, I didn't perform really badly.
Pause. When you had your dad relocated to Canada,
yes,
that meant family, right?
No. He always moved alone. All these transfers is out of Mbara, Kaji in that week. So my mom would stay here. We have a family here, so what's supposed to happen to that? So my dad Akaji in Dawenka, then he would come on the weekends. Yeah.
Principal after all.
Principal, yeah. We can afford a catch as deputy principal though. But I'm promoting when he was coming to Bishop Stewart. So he worked as a principal for like 5 years.
Do you know what kind of deputy principal he was? In service?
Outreach.
Pre-service? Outreach, yes.
Outreach, yeah.
That's the word.
Yes.
There were two. Pre-service and then outreach.
Outreach, yeah. He was outreach.
Okay. Hati wamara chebambe miaka yawe
Najmara na heza na koraje. Then I'd put my first choice. I'd put my first choice at Namirembe Hillside, which no one does. Because it's a private school and it's like strict and what but me, I wanted to go there because I'd seen some girl from Baranyanji that I really admired. She had gone there and you could tell she was having the time of her life. I'm like, that is where I want. So now tell my first choice, and indeed they gave me the admission. Yeah, so now as an Namirembe Hillside for Form 4. Yeah, sorry, Form 5, Form 6.
What did you read?
Divinity, Economics and Literature, and sub-math.
Huh?
From the start, I remember my teacher in primary, Dorothy, what is what is wrong? You do English very well, you do SST very well, you do science very well. What's wrong with math? Math. Kandi mpaka campus kampobuzo. But finally now Jeza, look at us now. Tutabana nabantu. Na Mirembe was okay for me. It barantire kukwa magamba. I've always been like the kind of person that, you know, sticks to the rules. I was not big-headed, I was not stubborn. So the only kinds I got in the Mirembe is why I was 20, because they would be like, in case you have below 15 points, we are beating you. You find the entire class is below 15 points. So when launching, but those are the only kinds I got. I never really got manyabakwetum stuff from you've done this. Nah, I never got into trouble.
Then the other question for me, hati twarokuwaza bwe yanyanjoka ba downcast tukatola on you mentally wargayo wazachebambe byabanza kubuku byaba okwaza wa blending
figuring out
wabota na Mirembe inside. Was it better? Did you make friends? Did you blend in quickly?
I blended in okay, because remember it's also a rich kid school really. So hati oyushike joba kamba mpaka pocket money kanjike mtoarevi. With zero grab, they'll buy you like sugar and what, the necessities. The basics, thank you, is what I would get. Hati na Mirembe Hillside, and you know, kids have grab, a whole suitcase of grab and then a suitcase of books and what. Hati nyowe teenage. So I called my dad, I'm like, that's your pocket money. I'm sorry, everyone is the doctor at all at all. Things at the canteen are way more pricey than what I'm used to. So had to buy on zoka pocket money back for him to add it and for real. Remember other kids are getting thank you. They're getting 500,000 for pocket money, and that's minus the grab. So me, actually, although the food was not good, so my health was all over the place. So daddy anje batanga kungorama at the beginning of the term ningana navi, they bring me milk. So mpora not figuring it out, but Mirembe Hillside was okay. It was just fine. I didn't have any trouble. Miaka ya nje Form 5 yantera we used to get like 2 points. Meanwhile you'd get 2 points. You need to bring a parent.
1 2
yeah. Oshango iniza, oh my god. I was like, what? And the entire class, meanwhile, you'd find the best person has like 5 points. Yeah. I'll teen some longer so that we like really put in the effort. Form 6 mocks the final papers came and we did well. Our year did really well. Most of the years do well. Mirembe Hillside. So yeah. Now he's a Form 6 like that. Nazom back.
Omwaka gona.
Pause.
Mama wajakana kurumurha.
Yes.
Gweninde unomuntu wekanisa.
Bona na my dad. Bona nabantu wekanisa mnonga.
Na character ya wejike inembabazi. Kuwabiri komu mchumro. Oshachi. Basi banu baremharananka.
No, not at all. I have always been a homebody. They've not had any trouble with us. We've not given them any trouble. I keep calm. Any trouble. And indeed, we've not given them any trouble. I did not loiter. So we were not allowed to really move out of home. If you're to move out of home, the neighbors will come to you. They come and play from there. So I would rarely go out. The only times to have been to Jena to come coaching Ambara High School with other people.
And that's close to where
that's very close to where her. Meanwhile, at some point to Kargaha Umchianja, because the house, remember I told you, was very small. So my parents wanted to expand. So they gave us a house, staff quarters, yes. So for a few years, so that was remember, you have to behave yourself. Everyone knows you. But you're when our mama, so obviously you have to behave yourself. So when you were, I really didn't have this was misbehaving or what can't have been. Yes. So my mom retired later konka. That whole time tukatuli muri haro, then after some time twagaruka aho mukiyanja.
Okay.
Yeah.
When hati kuma retire nje mwagaruka umukiyanja.
Kia retire nje.
Hatshi vaki yahika.
Vaki yes.
Wizo muri haro
na ata aho tukatwagarukira aho mukiyanja. So twa back nagiza kuronda imirimo yayanga. Then my mom at around that time we had chicken project. She had hens layers. So tainem cause it's just me and her at home because my dad works away, my siblings are in school. So twakore imirimo, my god, nkahom kandi nyingana. Because I was depressed first of all. None of my friends are around. Mbara, most of them bakaba Kampala. Then tinyine murmo, I was trying to get a job at least to get some money. Zero tkarho. I'm helping with the chickens and it's a lot of work. Umuntu wenoratunjire nkoko nachibanyambu jaja nemeromo. So when nkawamo naye tamwa, but finally results came nashanga nkozireje. Then we started applying for universities. So nyonkari nyenda kuza MOOC so badly because all the people I knew were going to MOOC. My parents are like, there is no way you're going to MOOC. Jangu was strike stock siwa no zireba no ndokuza yokora yot. So they're like, UCU. And my sister was already at UCU. So nanye naza UCU. I applied Nashava Mascom.
Okay.
I've always wanted journalism. So Nashava journalism bajimpa. Just like that in around September 2015. Naza UCU.
How was it like?
It was amazing. I'm grateful I went to UCU. Like nimbanye nangu hata wazire banje mkono bajetu mwaba. They insisting that I don't go to MOOC. UCU was everything. It was like strict with dress code and all that. But then it's not like I've always been the person to want to wear skimpy things anyways. So that was really fine. You would wear your office pants, jada skirts zawe. It was on class. Na turom hall for a whole year. Then na second year the first semester. Ngandiom hall. My parents bakata kwenda Turgom hall because I know with my sister I work at Gom hall for her 3 years. So bakamba feeling it is safer.
And being far away.
And being exactly. So naturom hall for like a year and a half. And then Nashaba to move out. I told my parents, I'm like, I can't stay in hall. Hostel is better, to be honest. There's no way hall is. If you have a restriction of being inside by midnight, it's a must. Sometimes you want to go and see your friends in Kampala, and then you're not. I have to be home in hall by midnight. So not even. Then also would get infections a lot because we share the bathrooms in the halls there. So so I moved out in my second semester.
Omukawa abakonvincing ota
nkakolesa infections era because I was getting a lot of them. It's very easy to get those things. So nkabona and my dad nkanmuseranisha besente za treatment burkashabura yaja twito mwana wanje hafera high. So he's like, it's okay, just get a nice place. So nothing, a hostel not very far from campus. And I had the time of my life. I had a good time. I wasn't really like the party type. I would go out once in a while.
Watura wenka or you got
Katura nyenkom kuanza. Then after me and a friend of mine tuabona a house, an actual house where she had her bedroom. I had my bedroom. We would share the sitting room and the kitchen. So we were living large.
I see. You were living the life that was putting your mental health down.
Exactly. So now I was actually living that life. Yeah, exactly. And I'm grateful I got to do that. It helped. Then my friend also. It was just a good experience. So the bills still. So you don't really feel the effect of. You don't.
The independence and liberty you needed came at a cost.
It comes at a cost. It really does. But yeah, I finally did, and then UCU Kashoma Janangwa, but then I had a few retakes. So I graduated on time. Yeah, and graduating like the other people graduated in October 2018. You're now graduating in July 2019.
What
a whole semester later.
Broadcast?
Broadcast, yes. Journalism.
Okay. So wa graduating
Na
course
graduating,
finally yawa
yahwa
utakakora gamurumo anywhere
nkakora hakalimo kate in Mukono as we were working in a restaurant. So tukatuba to the end, my accountant taking people's orders. If they are short staffed on like waitresses and what, you also do that. So I did that for like a whole semester, and it helped because I was getting 10,000 per day. That's 300,000 per month. So nkanta there that one pocket money what no, I was dealing with my sonka, I was handling my own stuff. So third year is more taxing you, it's more practical, you have a lot of stuff to do. So I focused on school. Even my tour takes Naz Heza, and I graduated.
You said you interned at TV West.
Yeah, that was my first year. It wasn't like the actual internship. I was at home, I was doing nothing. Holidays, you see, they are very long, like 4 or 5 months. So no stamia. So my dad was like, I'm trying in Corona Okwa Vision Group of Road. You just, figure, see how they do things. So Nkona Energy Upper Vision Group for my first year, long holiday. First year. Then second year, obviously, the official.
When you came?
I did Dormodi print. Yeah, guys. Then there would be stories. There was a time I wrote a whole feature story. I was so proud of me at that.
That's nice. Who was your editor?
Dickens.
He is not only, he's not a god. I called him goddess for a reason. He's just
he's on his
soul.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, that was yes.
So at university
University because that was 2019 when graduating. So after graduating, I'll tell you a little story about my graduation day. I was robbed. After, because I graduated on a Friday, then my parents threw like a lunch for me on a Saturday, to celebrate by Tabantu Bache. So people brought gifts, people brought money in Kampala. Yeah, you see. So people brought gifts, they brought money, they were generous. So after that, obviously, I took my stuff back home. I got to like a restaurant somewhere. So now then we went out with my friends to celebrate her. I think someone knew these ones are not around, so they broke into my house. That was so sad. I cried. I'm like,
and
they stole everything.
To send me back.
You can't, exactly. You can't do that. So I'm thanking people for the gifts they gave me, but I don't even know what the gifts they gave me were.
And you can't mention.
And you can't. Yeah, exactly. Because how do I? Right? Thank you. But that's hard, of course. So I was staying somewhere. My dad is like, now you need to move. Since you're even done with school, you don't need to be in Mukono anymore. So we started looking for houses because my sister was in Kampala. Now she does tailoring, art stuff, and came. Yeah, so but since Faith is already in Kampala, you guys can get a house as you figure out the whole job thing.
Right.
Yeah, try to apply. So twabonenju in Kampala in Mugongo, Mbalwa. So we were there for a few months as I tried to look for a job. Then I had done my internship at Capital.
You had?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
And how did you got in there?
I applied.
Hello.
Yes, I applied, but I had an advantage. My cousin works there, so he pushed for it. He's not on radio. He's an accountant. He's called Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, so akandu under Raya. So na tahamu with like 2 other girls from UCU as well. So to our internship here too. So when I was done with graduation, since the jobs are not coming through, Banzoja Capital, you just be around, yeah. You never know where an opportunity can come from. So I'm like, cool. So now Gumaninza Capital, Ninyaga production, especially with Shafiq, yes, with Shafiq. Then I would also, go to the studios, just watch people. Then with the Saturday guys, the Saturday breakfast guys. So I did that for some months.
Were you on air for
Saturday breakfast? Yes.
Okay.
That
Of course, Shafiq
urban
again,
breakfast.
right?
Shafiq and Moses and what's her name? Allen. Yes. So for a while there, so it was fun, and I always wanted to be on radio.
Yeah,
the world will humble you. But it was a good experience. Najkora for a few months, but it got hard. I remember I'm not getting any money. I'm just an intern as if. So then transport kurgana mgongo kuzom cementi is a lot of money. I would spend like 13,000 on transport, and you're not getting anything back. So it got hard. Nabanza nareka gumaninza yo as often. Then the way lockdown happened. So at lockdown kia video chayang. And remember obna India capital, at least you would get once in a while or voice in adi, they will give you a little money, yeah? Very little money, but at least it helps. It like boosts your just at least now kora hakasen. But now with the lockdown I couldn't go. So for a while. But I was grateful for the lockdown. Right. I was stressing about not having a job,
so
applying. So the lockdown was like, it's not like you have to apply. No one is replying to your to your applications or whatever. So it was like a breather, yeah. So
life has indeed calm down for everyone.
Exactly. So I could relax without feeling guilty of I'm not trying, I'm not doing this and that. So for me, lockdown to me was amazing. Honestly, I watched the world heal, like even the rain, like everything about the environment was different. The people were in their homes, bonding with their families. Me, I was locked down with my brother and sister in Kampala. So it was not easy to come back. That's true. They were very generous with the money. I know, needed food actually at that time, and yeah, that's very true. Ciao. So to our mom lockdown here too, to our working out, because you have to find a way to keep sane. Staying inside that house is not easy.
A lot of work, right?
Exactly. So to our working out, we planted, we think things. To my parents, itaka kurgamba.
Itaka soil.
Because where else were we supposed to get it from? That's to run flatty. There is nowhere you can get soil from. So to abona buckets. So to atmaba zile to soil. We planted onions. I know. Konkaya, that was lockdown. So after lockdown, my because my sister wasn't also like her hustle wasn't permanent. Gigs, those things. Like someone will tell her to make her this and that. So we were paying a lot of rent. It was a lot of rent, 600,000 per month. That's a lot. So we talked to our parents to Kampala. I don't have anything at the moment. Faith now, a year with lockdown, the orders weren't coming in as much. People don't have the money to spend on luxurious stuff now, right? Exactly. So the business wasn't moving. So let's go home. Because why are we suffering in Kampala when there is a home at home? So Tuija, after the lockdown, the first lockdown, remember there were two. So the first lockdown, around September, October, around there. Tuija. Yeah. Luckily, my dad akana chukurana na Bishop Stewart. And there's a time they had a car that had come to Kampala to do some official work. So motoka muishi. So that's what we did. So tuisha twagar kambar. So na kambar now oinikutanka kuronde mirimo obviously.
Of course.
Yeah. Same mirimo yabanza yabura. Then I had a little money. I had a something aki. Then I decided, my cousin, Ogona Gambia Mike, Kora Capital, I know Mkazwe, and she's very innovative. She's called Fifi. She knows how to do a lot of things. So when I was staying with them at some point in Kampala and Kamri na Kora Mashtago Kwesig. Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? Since I don't have anything going on for me, I can do this. So it was really basic stuff. Tukachitagombere kwani nkozesa machitagokwe gente, glycerine, um, perfume, small things like this. You just have to, know how to mix this and that and that and that. Then Nathan Kokora Mashsa, and people liked it. The people liked it. I loved it. My skin was soft and nice. So Najant, why not? So I started Daka business from home though. So Nkankora deliveries, like people would call me because people got to know about it with social media, creating a pages on social media, so people would know. So Wakaba ordering here and there. So that kept me going for a while. For like a whole year canteen Murumo. So I canning so much. Then there was a campaign that Nile Breweries did about Manyabia Millionaire, something like that. So my friend entered my name because I already had like a startup, like a small thing I was doing. He's like, you know what, let me just write for you an application. And you never know, you could be one of the people that, they choose. And indeed, I was one of the people they chose. So they gave me 1 million shillings. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like February 2020. 2021. Yeah, 2021 February. So I got my million. So I got my million and expanded what I was doing. Hatinka nkora mashita gonka, then natanka kora liquid soap, natanka kora hand wash, natanka kora shampoo. I learned all this stuff from YouTube meanwhile.
Wow.
Yeah. And that took me for like the entire 2021 actually in China and in Korecho. So I actually got people supporting me, mostly friends and family. Yes. So for 2021, most of it China in Korea. And then in December 2021, my cousin Mike had is friends with the owner of Crooze.
Okay.
So he had always been telling him the whole time, he's like, in case there's ever anything, just consider my sister, please.
Bless Mike.
Yes, bless Mike. I know. I can cry talking about Mike. Mike has done so much. So at the end in December, I get a call from Mike. He's like, Mafundo is going to be in town, so please meet up with him. So he sends me the number. He's like, call him and make an appointment. So I do that. So I talk to Mafundo, and he's like, yeah, we can meet up at work at Crooze. So I'm like, okay. So the next day, Nim cannot go run. I'm like, let me go and look for a job because I was tired of sitting at home, nothing to do. Seriously, now quite the business really is that there are days you go like a whole week without anyone ordering for anything. Yeah. So I went to Crooze in December, early December. I think it was late November actually. 2021. Then I met up with Mafundo, the owner of Crooze. So he wasn't there at Crooze, so they tell me where he was, so I go. So I find him there with the general manager, the programs director. So they interview me. A lot of questions. Remember, I'm freaking out and scared. I'm nervous. Then he's like, after the interview, he's like, Kare kandebe your documents and what? So I give them to him. Obviously, I'd come with my CV. Can't show CV at what just Devi wash. And that's the zero work experience, just internship. Yet it actually means a lot. Now I know that. Yeah. So you give your contact video. But then we had a conversation. Yeah, they have a CV and what was happening. Then I explained, with my mental health is something that I wish I would talk about, but then it would take like a whole other chapter also of my life. But so I explained all that to him, and he's like, okay. Then he gives me back my papers. He's like, you're going to need this to look for another job. I was about to cry. I was like, okay, but I was used to that because remember with applications you get interviews here and there all the time. Exactly. So he gave me back my papers. It's like, in case we are to give you a job, we shall call you. If we're not to, we shall also call you and inform you that two are going to Chayang.
But our timeline?
No, they were like in a week. They told me in a week. Okay. So then in like a week, actually, like exactly a week from the day I had met them, the general manager calls me. He's like, "Oh, this is Arthur. First, come to Crooze." So I'm like, "Okay." So I go. So they're like, "You're probably going to do voice tests." You know, that's what I thought. I was like, maybe I'm going to do like voice tests and what, because they didn't tell me anything. So they're like, "Just come to Crooze." So I go at like 10 a.m. because remember, Mr. Brown and Juliana were doing the morning addiction.
Yes, that time.
Yeah, so they're like, immediately after the morning addiction, come, we want you to have a meeting with the morning addiction crew.
Okay.
Yeah, so we go. At 10 exactly, I was already there. So these guys get done with their show, so we do prep. They do prep. Immediately after every show, you do prep, yeah?
Hey, that's how it is for you.
Yeah,
okay.
After the show, you do prep for the next show.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like their prep meeting. So they're like, "You come and do prep with us." I'm like, "Okay." So I sit in with them, and they're like, "Tomorrow you're going to be on air." I'm like, "What?" Like,
morning addiction.
Yeah, morning addiction. I'm like, okay, good. I've been wanting to work, to be on air. So really, this is Chisha, it is here. So they tell me that like the next day, just come. In fact, that day I'm the one who did the prep for the next day. Like, you know, you come up with a draft, enters things here. So they're like, "Tomorrow, just come through very early in the morning. By 6, you should be here." We had a driver picking us.
Okay.
Yeah, so Banya Chirom Kasheshe by Shai Kumine. I think I was already there. I'm nervous. My tummy is hurting. Whenever I'm nervous, my tummy hurts. And it's funny. And then so I sit in with Juliana. Mr. Brown had gone. He left for like a week, something like that. So I sat in with Juliana for like a whole week. So I got to use Juliana, energy. I'm like, "Oh, me, I feel like I'm doing the most. I'm out here doing everything I can." So
I was gonna ask you, how was it like?
It was.
Your first
I was for like 2 weeks straight. I was nervous. My tummy was growling. I was not okay. But
she noticed you were?
Yeah, she noticed. But she was very nice.
Bless her.
Bless her indeed. Yeah, she was extremely nice. She was very, very supportive. And most people were like, "These guys can be bullies sometimes."
I know.
Like, how come they're being
know without a doubt for your first days, they can mean to be bullies sometimes.
But I was not bullied. She was extremely supportive. We had like this whole sister thing going on. Like, she was nice. She was telling me, she's like, "Just do this, just do that." And then I figured it out, mpola like that. So just like that, I started doing the morning addiction because Mr. Brown left like a week after. He came back just for like one time, then he got a job in Kampala, so he left.
Okay.
So Juliana, remember, had also handed in her resignation and all that, so she was leaving too. So now I am on the morning addiction. I am brand new, and it's a morning show. I don't know if people understand what a morning show. No, they brought someone later. After Juliana left, they brought a different guy called Gilbert. So a morning show is not any show.
Yes, girl. Trust me, I know that.
Yeah.
It is. From waking up at 4.
Yeah. And then you have to have the material. You cannot just go on air and
you're not just
do
going
anything.
to wake up in the morning and you're being bogus for people going to hustle.
Exactly. You're the first person people listen to. You're the one they want to tell the updates that happened in the night.
You are literally everything we are looking forward to.
Yes.
So up your game, eh?
Yeah. Exactly. And remember, this is my first time. Apart from the small experience I had with Capital and the Dream Breakfast, apart from that, I was zero. I don't know anything. Now I have to learn to be on the microphone, the control. I have to learn the console. I have to learn all these things, and it's all brand new. So it was.
You have a new guy, and then prepping for punchlines.
Thank you.
Okay. Guy, we got along chemistry-wise.
yes, because I think we were the same age bracket, so it was easy. We like sweet, we dove in, and it was easy. But then he had to leave a kind of Gunda Murumbo. When it was like a whole thing, Kampala was looking for him. He was here, so it was a whole thing. So he ended up leaving. So that's how I got Captain DMS. Captain DMS used to work on Hot 100 way back in the day. So he's like a radio legend, and then now he comes to work at Crooze. Yes. So now I start hosting with Captain DMS. Remember, I'm still on the console because he's still new. Now I'm the one who has to teach him like whatever the basics are. I'm like a math in also, and then
voice break
right Tukat zone prep baja kwa kama smaha wata urengwezo yen punchline you should have gone it to be dragging but it was a whole experience. So Captain DMS comes, we get used to each other, and now he's in control, he's on the console, because it's better when the guy, because they're more powerful, like that. So he takes over, and then now I can relax a bit, concentrate on
but when you relax and eventually get to where you get, I hope you love the alternating bit.
He opens. That's true. We did that. With time we did that. That's very true, and it was good for me as well. It helps with your esteem. You now feel more confident.
That's exactly what you needed. With your history of your mental health.
Exactly. So with time, we kept the alternating going on. So I did morning addiction for like 8 months up to like October 2022. Crazy. Actually, but you remember I started off as a trainee. It was just, they're giving me an opportunity to see, can she do this? Like, that's how it started. But the first time I worked, December, my first day at Crooze was 2nd December actually. So the entire month of December I'm working. I know they're not going to pay me because I'm just a trainee. I'm just like an intern.
They are giving me a favor.
They're doing me a favor, which is a good thing that they do. For many people I've realized now. So for December I did not expect a salary, but they still gave me something small at the end of the month.
Lovely.
Yeah, I know. I was my dad was like, what? I did not expect that. So I told my parents. So December I got like a small money. Then Jan starts now 2022. Employee.
Was that mezo
no.
Nakorokwezi
kwahwa bampa this vampire, and it wasn't bad money. I'm like, oh, this is encouraging. And then the boss sits me down and he's like, as long as you keep getting better, the money keeps getting better as well. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. Morning addiction until October
last year.
2022. Yeah, I was on the morning addiction. I'd said, I'd gotten used to it. Really, it was my thing now. So Juliana comes back.
Right.
Yes, because remember she had gone to give birth after all that, so she comes back. So she was good at the morning addiction. I cannot say no to that. She's her voice is like commanding. She knows what she's talking about. She will argue, and me, I wasn't like there yet. So we sit down in the meeting, and they're like, how about to give you your own show? I'm like, what show is that? They're like, in the evening you can work from 8 to 10 p.m.
It's
called Hit Selector, the request show.
I think I know about
so I'm like, okay. First of all, I was doing a different show on Saturday morning.
Pause. When you did morning addiction for your 8 years,
8 months.
8 months.
I was doing news at 3. So I had to stay and look for the news,
You were the reporter, editor, and anchor.
Not editor, I was anchor, but we have an editor. I would look for the stories myself. Then it's her editors editing. I'm here editing, and then I anchor.
And how did you get the stories online?
Online, and then we have reporters,
okay.
Headers of stories.
Okay, that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
So I did that until October, and then that's when
so you
Juliana
left work
comes
at 3
back.
After the bulletin,
I would go and to do whatever. Let's go home, meet up with friends. In Kenya, there's always something to do. For some reason, you're always busy up and down. So so now I started doing my own show. Remember, I was doing my own show as well because Saturday morning from 6 to 9, I host Urban Breakfast. So it was already my own show. It gives you, there's something about your own show, man. It gives you like the confidence. Like the studio is yours. You can scream if you want. You can put your leg up if you want.
You can remove anything. They will kill me.
Thank you. Right? You can remove anything.
For me, if you ask me anything about an own show,
is the
ability
to remove the essay.
Remote.
I hear you. That's
I
true.
He's not close to studio.
That is true. You can,
you AC for 30 minutes.
I know. Office, I remember very early in the morning, first of all, sometimes we jack a border kaku, but then was on AC.
One of my bosses used to say, this AC is not for you.
Yeah.
It's for the machines.
Yeah, exactly. So, even me, they keep telling us that like it's not for you, it's for the machines.
Figure it out. Do whatever you have to do.
True. Put on socks, put on head socks, but figure it out. So Hati October, I start now hosting the hit selector in the evening. So remember, I had not been sleeping. The anxiety of the morning show. After, when I was done doing it for those 8 months and now I started doing the hit selector, that's when I realized how much pressure that show had put on me. I used not to sleep as well. Remember when you came home, had that time. So now I'm doing the hit selector, so I don't have to wake up as early.
I imagine it's a chillax show.
It is the most chillax show.
You get to work at 6 the earliest.
Right. I actually start working at 8.
I mean, you can even walk to work.
Yes, I walk to work.
You're in that mood of meditating and you get into office.
Like my 2 hours get done and I'm like, where did the time go? So
you finish your show at 10?
At 10, But remember, now I have 2 other bulletins. So now I do 2 bulletins and then I do the...
So what time does your day start at work?
My day starts at 11. I have to be there by 11. Then, the stories, I have to start looking for the stories.
Your first bulletin is that?
Is at 2.
Okay.
2, then okay. 2 is fine.
So you walk in at 11 and close at 8?
At 8, yeah.
At 10.
After my 4 p.m. news, I'm okay to go. I can do whatever I want, then I come back. So normally that's what I do. I will be at work from 11 to 4. Trust me, you don't. You really don't. I work from 11 to 4 and then you go off and then you have to come back. Then it's all right. I really can't complain. I have some of the most flexible hours of all the people that are actually working at Crooze now.
And I'm looking at my last schedule here in Bar. I had to walk in at 7 a.m., do my bulletin at 8. That's for a Sunday. Do my bulletin at 8, go to church at 8. So between 8 and 1, you're a bit chillax. Come back at 2, and then have a show from 2 to 6. Take a chillaxer for 30-40 minutes, come in at 7 because I have a bulletin at 8.
Jesus.
Because you're there at 8:15. Now that's for Sunday, which was a good day in terms of having time for yourself.
So
that's why I really want your job.
Yeah. I understand what
really
you're
want
saying.
Your job because I feel like you have the best schedule.
I do.
As if
apart from double meetings I get like on Mondays when I'm crying, because Monday we have like an early morning meeting at 8 with the newsroom, and then we have another one with management at 10:30. So I'm always like, why? But then when you talk about it, I realize I'm okay.
Some people, those Monday meetings are daily.
Yeah. Because when we were at Vision Group, we used to have meetings every morning.
8 a.m.
Yeah, I remember.
So I really want your job.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you do that now?
Yeah. So now I do 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and then my show in the night, and it's okay. I honestly can't complain.
Alone on that show.
I am alone on the show, yes.
Bita wenchi when nakubuze nakubuine na wekanchi buze on air. Kugira ngo mafundo n'abana nabo bachure. Ejo poster ya hit selector. Iwe waza honke chancha we nofa. Nachibuza nkana. When me, I know the show, but I didn't know you were the host.
I'm the host.
Honest.
That's true.
I feel like we're doing a disservice. I feel like they're doing you a disservice. So have a template of a poster where your guest or whoever you're playing that night is, and yourself as the host. Tina inda kurebere.
That's true.
Yona
Tina
hint.
Tina hint.
Mwene mambo tachimpa ansa konga mwene ojire ngunyo wenko mrebi.
I'll bet you I cut out this clip and send it to mom.
Ombuze mwana mafundo nomwani. Afa nabazi. Utkunga sho mushogunyo wenazaho.
Nyokandi
personal branding and growth.
It helps, yeah. That's
I
true.
just got to know that you are the host of the show.
Selector.
I'm being honest. And
I'm sure you're not the only. It is. It is one of the most listened to shows. People love the show because all you're doing is playing for them the music that they want to listen to.
Who wouldn't love it?
Exactly. It's the best.
Yes. So mbweni nachigamba.
So wachigamba
wachigamba. Hati mbwenu. Omurimo gwija mbweni ndori yono gukora na salary chile bagambire yakumanira better.
Small here and there. I don't really make a lot of money, but it's
you make enough money.
No, it's okay because it's never
that's the
enough.
Word of the
but
work language, we all know.
Yeah,
we all know. In my heart of hearts, I know what I just said is
not it.
A little insensitive, if I could even.
No, but we didn't get what you're saying.
But for what the industry offers.
Yes, exactly. For what the industry offers, I'm doing fine. I complain all the time. It's never enough in the salary, and it gets done within the next 2 days. It is no one's planning. Thank you. You get it. You get it.
I literally
yeah,
feel it.
Yeah. So
when had sabuni
ziri. I am still making the soap. I stopped the jelly though. Abokwa ikaba too expensive. Yeah.
People weren't willing to
shampoo. I have shampoo.
We're going to get that.
Aha.
Rero shi ikintu ninza kubuza. Wishawashwerwa ryari? Nachibuza on behalf of Mr. Jurachi and so many others.
Dokushwerwa. Honestly, I'm not interested for now. I am not. I have started figuring myself out. As me. I literally started living like in 2019. That's when I had some time to myself and I sat down with my mind and I'm like, we need to figure this stuff out. Why are you always sad? Why are you always depressed? What's the trauma? Like in 2019 is when I sat down with myself and started figuring some of these things out. Yeah? And so for me it's like it's me. I'm figuring me out. Yeah, I moved out of home just recently. On today is what? This is March. This is Feb. I moved out of home in October last year.
Yeah, kuromushi.
Are you sure you will manage this? Are you very sure you can handle this? And I'm like, yeah, I've thought about it and I think I can. Because remember, with the kind of work I do, sometimes I have night gigs.
Which will not relate with home. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because the job calls for
exactly. And it was not okay at all. So I thought about all that stuff and I'm like, I love my mom, I love my dad, I have enjoyed this year with them, and indeed I enjoyed my year. I prayed for healing at some point because when you're growing up, there are things that don't go right with the parents. Inevitably, all of us. Yeah, so me and my mom didn't have the best relationship growing up. So this year, that year that I spent there, it was like a whole transformation. Like I got to know my mom on a whole other level. Like I got to know this is my friend. This is not just my mom. This woman right here has my best interests at heart. When she was bitter, exactly, when she was bitter, she was also going through some things as well. So you get to understand how that, like, she's not just your mom now. She's not exactly your peer, but you can sit and have actual conversations. Right. So I got that. Especially with my mom. We've always been besties. We've always been like this, like this, like this. So me and my mom now, this was like our time to get to actually know each other. So it was amazing. I got the healing that I needed because right now think kwami nkaje ndizoba ntagambe na mama wanje, but those days I would even go like weeks and and you want to
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So apart from radio and the mashta and the shampoo, is there any other thing you're doing with yourself?
No, currently.
Are you
it's
thinking
just
about
that.
anything outside the box? If
Yes.
I ask in the next 5 years, baby Dosh,
What is she going to be
Zakumureba
doing? Meanwhile, I am coming to do this stuff that you're doing as well.
Good job! Good
I've
job!
always
Happy to be part
wanted
if you ever want me to.
Please.
Happy to be part.
I will. And I want to do content creation. Like that's the goal for me. It's like brand influencing and content creation and all that stuff. That is where I see myself going.
What's your niche going to be? What's your entry point?
My entry point is going to
Are
be.
you doing mental health or is it generic programming?
It's going to be generic programming. I thought about doing mental health strictly, but I was
limit
talking
your
to
choices.
someone exactly, and you limit your choices a lot. So it's going to be general. Just have conversations like this with people, talk about what it is that is fine.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
I'll tell you a bit of this.
Yes.
I don't mind it being on air.
Yeah.
I did this because I needed it for my mental health.
Oh, really?
I did. So for me, sitting
The
here to listen
talking,
to your story is therapy. For me.
Thank you. I keep saying that. I kept telling, just talk to me. I might not exactly offer whatever it is,
And
solutions
I
and
do
what,
not
but
listen
let's
to
talk
you
to
because
each other.
I do not Hatkin nembabazi nagamba n'omuzungu nagire embabazi program yewe.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, kunakubuza nti what are the 3 things that have made Baby Dosh? Notekateka ninka chinachi.
First, I think my personality.
I want to ask you that question as well.
Yeah.
But let's take
Let's
it up
first
from
take-
there.
okay.
What kind of personality is it for you? You look extroverted. You seem
I
introverted.
am very introverted.
I do not know which is which.
Yeah.
Then you are an ambivert.
I
You
am
strike
an
the
ambivert.
balance.
Yeah, I strike the balance. That's true. But mostly, I am an introvert. Like, I want all my free time to myself. I am selfish with it. Like, I really want to spend time with myself. And that used not to be the case, though, because I didn't like my mind, yeah? You know, when the mind is screaming at you and you don't want to spend time with it. But then the more you, like, spend more time with it and figure these
And you're
things out,
intentional.
and you're intentional about it, your mind quiets down a bit. Like, you learn to control it. It's no longer as
loud bubble.
ugly as what is it. So I spend a lot of my time with myself. Konka, I also go out once in a while, whatever. And
Your status is loud, ma'am. I be seeing and I'm like, okay, Kainembabazi. Okay.
That's why I make
A good thing for
sure. That's
you.
why I make sure not many people can see my status, because
It
my
is
status is
okay.
me. Yeah, like
Madam,
I'm
it
not
is
trying to hide
okay.
anything.
Don't hide nothing. Be yourself. Live life. Live life.
Yeah.
The only question I would have had
Yeah.
is if you still had to be at home and you're waking up your mom and dad at whatever
At
time
3,
it is.
yeah.
Go be intentional about being what you're being out there.
Yeah.
As long as you're being a careful
Yes.
girl about your health and your well-being,
Yeah.
it's nothing.
That's
you're
true.
living.
I'm leaving.
That's very
and
important.
Exactly. And me leaving is like brand new to me, so I do it. I am out here living.
Maximize
I
every
am
opportunity.
exactly. Like, I
Please
was having
live.
a conversation with Juliana the other day, and she's just telling me like all the stuff she's done with herself and her life and the fun she's had. And I'm like, I've not done anything.
You will.
I have not done
You
anything
will.
at all.
You will. And you don't have to do it the Juliana way.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it
You
your way.
figure it. Yeah, you
Do it
your own
and
way.
you do not even plan for your way.
It just happens, right?
Naturally.
You just leave.
Naturally.
Exactly. So Baby Dosh has, it's mostly my personality, I want to think, because I am welcoming. I have one of those, people call it like the resting face. Resting face. I have one of those faces, Nimbani Nkuremant, but once you talk to me, people are like, hey man, the first time I saw you, I was like, oh, nah, you punk.
Introvert.
Yeah.
Ambivert.
But then you talk to her, they talk to me and they're like, wow, she's actually nice. So my personality, but also I will not leave out. People don't want to say they're lucky. I am blessed, extremely blessed. Like from my parents, my family, the stuff that I have gone through, I am blessed. Even when it's been hard sometimes, but I'm blessed. So a blessing. I have a blessing on my life. But also there is luck.
Yes.
There is luck, to be honest, because there are times when I do not see a way out. Like
And
there
the
is
way pops.
and the way pops, and the way pops. So there is a bit of luck there. There's the personality. There is there's humility as well. One of the things I have learned from my dad is humility.
And humility comes from empathy.
Yes, empathy. Thank you.
You take yourself somewhere and get right into my feet. And wear my
And
shoes
I understand.
beyond wearing them.
Thank you.
Hold
And I'm
my
an
heart to
empath, and I
yourself.
don't like it sometimes because sometimes you
take it
feel. Thank you. You feel for people who don't deserve it.
Get vulnerable and prone to exploitation.
Thank you.
But that's who you are.
But that's
If
who you are.
You're generally that.
Yes.
It will not change.
Yeah.
About whatever the world interprets it. Keep
So-
just doing it.
So I try to be humble. It is not easy to be humble though, because the truth is people like elevate you to they put you on a pedestal, yeah, and then now you have to try and live to people's expectations, which can get taxing.
It gets you back to
It
where
gets
we
you back
started
to
from.
the exactly. So I'm still trying to figure it out because I've only been a year in the business.
And do you want to hear
um,
my word?
Yeah,
Live.
yeah.
Just live. Live.
Leave. Yeah,
Everything else will eventually fall into place.
true.
For as long as you have what you think is what you need to be who you are.
Exactly, and the character and reputation in most cases abantu bachirebanka that what you have to hold yourself in public, how you
The
have
word
to
is integrity.
Thank you. And I went to where again? Integrity.
The word is integrity.
Is
So there is
integrity.
a you that you were raised to be.
Yes.
There's some principles that you stand by.
Yes.
If Nyamwiza is to be in your life, they have
She
to
has
know
to
this.
know. Yes, you have to
And
set
get
a
to the
boundary,
level.
and they do not.
And your no is your no, your yes is your yes.
Thank you.
Itwentuija kwetereza.
Teresa, can indeed. I was like, I saw a meme, as not a meme, like a quote: "Be yourself, the world will adjust," and indeed it adjusts. No, you're figuring it out, but me now, the figuring myself out part is what I'm still like, and I know it never stops. Yeah,
It is okay.
It's
As
the
just going
whole
to say exactly
journey.
that.
Yeah, it's-
Today there are things about me I'm still learning.
Yes.
And I'm happy to
Yeah,
still learn.
exactly.
Because every other day comes uniquely and we meet different things, we interact with different people.
Yeah.
There are things about you will learn even when you're 80.
Exactly.
To get there.
Thank you. My
So-
mom keeps telling me, she's like, I'm still learning things about myself. So now you're just figuring this thing out. So I'm just like on a path, on a spiritual level, on a personal level, on a mental level, on a physical level. Because, my physical health growing up was bad and and that was all because of the mind. Because as long as the mind is not good, the physical health won't be good as well. So just when right now I'm a happy person. My friends, I've had like 2 people tell me, they're like, Dorothy, you look happier. And I'm like, I'm grateful for that, because there's a time when my life was grey. I wanted to end it so badly. Yeah, now I'm going back to mental health, and it would be a whole other topic, but yeah, I'm grateful for now, for just waking up, and I'm grateful for the
Be-
sun
and
for the
kindly
nature.
embrace every little beat and second
Yeah,
of this.
indeed.
Eventually you will thank yourself
Yeah.
better and more.
Thank
been
you.
nice.
It's been nice, honestly.
so
Thank you
much
for this
Oh
conversation.
yes, you mentioned her neighbor. How can we go without mentioning it?
Yeah.
Your hairstyle, I love it.
Thank you.
I love your hairstyle.
Thank you.
Hata nkareba omushikiwisho kye lyatinta
Good
mutani
job.
yange. Omushikiwisho kye lya inchemu. Ajavito gumushina chikora ati. Mwenu kutu washitamani na unachonchi kuvuza.
Yeah.
Your mother wakes up and your father and they see your hair.
And they see me hair like this.
But then she...
To be strong. My parents, like from the tiniest details of our lives, they've been supportive.
Bless them.
Bless them. Abokuba, they're not being judgmental. In fact, my mom was like, there's a time I think like someone sent her a message about my hair. And I'm like, you want ninja? Then she will text me. She's like, I will tell her, I'm like, I'm from the salon. Ninja hato ine pap to ine yero. Ninja hato ine papa ningo ine yero ningo ine bwana. I'm like she
so
makes
glad
fun
they
of it
are.
like that. Because like the first time I got like my first tattoo, I was hiding it. I was wearing big baggy shirts and what. And then my dad saw it and like, wajenda bakure boring ang batakuiva.
It's a life.
And yeah, I was hiding. I'm worried. I'm like, how are they going to react? But then they've been okay, because I think they understand this is the life I am living now, and they know me. They know deep in my heart, I'm a good person, because people will see your tattoos, they'll see
And
your hair and judge you
Yes.
immediately.
Because of this society of ours.
Immediately, yeah. So the fact that my parents know in their hearts and they trust that when you're I'm not out here trying to con people or what, like
You're being who you are.
I am being who I am, and this is
Authentic.
what makes me happy.
Biggest level of it.
Authentic, yeah.
Hatch.
So,
Iwoka
no.
chiteekatesera bwire kikuzirisho ki?
Ishoti honestly chikambaho just like that, because nkatandika kuthinking ishoti yanje just recently, like 3 or 2 months ago.
Really?
Before that, yeah, I
You
had the
had
short
short
hair.
hair?
I've always had short hair. It was always like the crazy short hair, but it was always short hair. So you go through some things. I was going through like a breakup ish, and you always want to transform yourself.
Mama, ukwishitwa kurugata jireyo.
So you always want to do something different with
revamp.
yourself, to revamp. So nazo I'm sad. Only my baba left Mbara. It makes me so sad. But I went and I'm like, Kim, let's do something different. What can we do? Then he's like, he shows me some pictures and I'm like, I could go with the blonde. Then he's like, the blonde takes so long to do. Like it takes hours. He's like, how about we do the pink? I'm like, okay. So I didn't even think about like it like that, but yeah, Jitamu, I felt good about myself. I was happy, and I'm like, Checho, this is my look for now. So I
And there
started
we
doing
go. That's a
exactly.
trademark now.
Yeah, that's my trademark. But I'm going back to black actually today. I'm going to the
Black?
saloon.
Haba
Yeah.
hot?
Haba-
Ugakanda
Yeah,
mushroom. But it's
Exactly,
okay.
but it was surprising.
We are leaving,
We
that's
are
the word.
leaving, exactly.
You wake
So
up to a black, have the black.
I have the
You
black.
wake up to a yellow, have
I will
it,
have the
please.
yellow, please. Ngoja bakapsisira yellow because they make it so
They-
political and
yeah,
all that.
yeah,
but I
yeah.
actually love the color yellow. It's bright and beautiful.
I
It
keep
brings
telling
light
people that I ever
into
get married,
Yeah.
I will have a yellow changing room.
Are you serious?
My decor will be yellow.
That's
I
right.
love purple.
Yeah,
and it's
but
the way
yellow is
speaks to the
bright.
mind.
Thank you.
For mental health issues, it gives you light.
It gives you light.
You
It
get
makes you feel alive. It makes
On a good
everything
day, I
feel
am a
bright.
purple girl. On my damn day, I
You
want
will.
to see a yellow.
Yeah,
I love sunflowers
and it-
because of the
Right,
yellow.
me too. I love sunsets. I have like a million pictures on my phone of sunsets. I actually have an Instagram page for my sunset pictures. Those are some of the things I do to like keep myself grounded. I will journal sometimes.
You
I'm not-
journal.
Yeah, once in a
Lovely.
while. Yeah.
Now I know what
I've
gift for
taken-
you when I need to gift you. Now I do.
girl. Yeah.
Katugambe.
Break up.
Wabona boyfriend. shit.
Kind of boyfriend. So one thing I'm starting to realize about myself, commitment issues, and I don't know what I'm going to do about that because now I'm growing and it's starting to like really affect me. But burubunkuza in like a situationship, I always tell them this is not serious. Like
We are here for
we are
now.
here for now. Let's see where the road
Don't
leads
put
us. Do not
yourself
put
too
any
much
labels.
there. Don't start
If you
counting me down.
I love you,
Did it.
Tangamba guy. That is always me. And it's not great. Like now, it was fun. For a long time, it was fun because I didn't have to like commit. I always knew I could do whatever I wanted and all that. But now I'm starting to feel like there's definitely something there that needs to be addressed. Because
But do you want my word on it?
yeah, please.
It's because of where we started from.
Yeah.
It's because of where we started from. For you, it's not part of it because you are on a self-discovery journey.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like someone will authentically mean what they say. So instead of
Exactly.
putting my expectation up there
Up too
or,
high, 'cause I
or
used to
giving
have
me an
very high
impression and eventually throw me down the rug.
I'd rather like protect my heart, something like that.
Vulnerability.
Yeah, so it was like a situationship, but then the feelings got really attached.
you.
Mm.
Gave
And
you mind.
you said that there's no strings attached, and the strings will attach. They
Okay.
will attach. So that was it. And then the guy came with a lot of energy. At the beginning, he wants us to date and all that. And but then with time, I started catching feelings, and now for him, he's being distant. So now I also have to distance myself. But then I'd already really started feeling for this guy. So by the way, because I used to self-harm. Yeah. So, and I'd taken a while, like a whole year without self-harming, and then now with that situationship, I started
Yeah,
self-harming again, and then I tell him about it, and he's like, you need to stop doing that. Like, Montota Kwete, you need to stop
I know, right?
doing that. You
Like,
think
this
I
is
want to
all.
do
Yes.
this?
This is all there is therapy for you in that moment.
Yes. And but I figured it out. Conquer the cutting stops. I've not self-harmed in some months now. So it's relationship,
okay.
yeah.
It's okay.
Even now, relationships, people come because obviously you get messages, this one is being what and what, but there's always that thing of,
What's that verse on your tattoo?
It's Matthew 6:25-34. It's a very, very long verse, but what it says is do not worry, because I have anxiety. So I remind myself, I'm like, don't worry, God, and I'm not even religious, but I read the Bible sometimes, and I know that there are words in there that were meant for us to read. The words you will read and you will calm down and resonate, and you'll feel like, you know what, there is a higher being. I might not be religious in the church sense, but I know there is someone out there that's looking out for me, that got me, and I talk to that person once in a while. So this verse is like, do not worry. If God can take care of the birds and the grass and all that stuff, who am I, man? I'm way more precious. I'm way more valuable, and just that, it keeps me going.
I need to really grow up and be like you and wear a Psalm 23 right here.
Yeah, you should. You need to. You really do. And it helps, by the way. It keeps you grounded in like a weird way. Because I also have this one, and it's a breathe. It's a breathe sign. Okay. Breathe, like calm down, breathe. I remind myself. Sometimes I'm freaking out, and then I'll be like, Dosh, calm down, just breathe. And I'll breathe and breathe and breathe, and then I'll be okay. Yeah. So it's but it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I feel like we can go on and on. We can. Trust me, we can. We can. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your very beautiful story.
You're welcome.
And I really hope that some young people, old people, whoever watches the show, can pick a thing, pick a leaf, borrow one, take them all over, and we go places together.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to the YouTube channel, whatever it will be for your content gathering and creation. I will be here to cheer you on.
Thank you.
I will do.
I appreciate that.
Yebare mnonga kubane itwe izoberi okurgita tanishe bya baby dosh okusiesha hezi. Twagamba bintu binzi amagaraje okushoma okura okora okwekurira oketongoro kabo umuntu okaba independent kandi kininteka ngo nicumwe narshini gomagara gaitu emnyeteri je ndokso yuntukura ntangara mwe ninjange bya baby dosh tindabgartsem. Iworyoko inetoryo no nyangara nacho. Okay, nyangara is the wrong word. Whatever you're struggling with is what I meant.
But it really is the word in Runyankole though.
Nyangara made it seem so extreme. No, we're not struggling that much. But what I meant to say is, if you have any mental health issues, small or big, large and whatever, na ninkushaba ninkweshenjere zangu program ejo garitse kwera zacu bun twaiza kujubuga ugariko tugarike mugwa kabiri. You must get a thing from Baby Dosh. Torekanga kusiburaha yejuka kumanya program ejo nejabura kata nakasheshe wimukoti 21 wakuchiri aha Big Chef Restaurant nyo tukuba turi wabo ryo muri mbara hataka kufera nyoni nyetwa Barbara Nyamwiza ndi ha Barbara Nyamwiza official.